What's good, everyone, and welcome back to the Start Before Time YouTube channel. I am, of course, the Start Before Time, and today we have another reaction for y'all. 2026 WWE predictions for every Raw superstar by my boy Johnny. Make sure y'all go subscribe to his channel. Link will be in the description. Uh, this is actually my dog. I've met him a few times. We're pretty cool, so hopefully he doesn't strike my channel for a reaction. Let's jump into it. Of course, like, comment, and subscribe. And
What up, lads? Over these next few days, I'm going to be giving a 2026 prediction for every member of the Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and AEW locker room. And today, we're going to start off
all I heard is 4 free reacts, Johnny. Get me right. Get me right.
with Monday Night Raw. So, we got a whole list of Raw members. We might be missing
While we go through this, why don't I just drop a few predictions of my own, just short ones? I actually think he's going to AEW after the Rumble.
a couple because WWE's website fucking sucks. But we are going to try. Let me. There we go. I'm going to be giving a prediction for every roster member. Some of these are going to be a lot quicker and less detailed than others. But we start off with the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. This is being recorded right before Raw on the 26th. So AJ's going to retire. AJ's going to be retired by Gunther. I think he retires at the Rumble. I don't think that this is any kind of like fake out or anything. I think he's just getting retired.
Yeah, I'm with you, Johnny. I think he's getting retired by Gunther, but I think he goes to AEW. I think that's the twist. I think that's the fake out, if you will. But we're on the same page for the most part.
By Gunther, so there's not much more to say. I originally thought like, oh, he's gonna have a TNA run. Maybe he will. That would be cool. Maybe he goes back to New Japan. That would be cool. Maybe this is just the end of his WWE career. But if you were to ask me what I genuinely think, I think that the Royal Rumble is the end of his career, just in general, which is really sad. I love AJ, and he's one of the greatest of all time. Akira Tozawa. I actually think Gunther's going to retire him too. They had that segment with Gunther and Tozawa.
I don't know what's going on there. That's a random one, Johnny. I went to go fix my camera, and this nigga's talking about Akira Tozawa finna get squashed by Gunther. I see it, but like, damn.
Otis and R-Truth, and I think that all of them will be retired by Gunther. So, I think Tozawa is retired this year by Gunther. Asuka finally gets a WrestleMania win. I think that
That's to say, I'm actually gonna say I think Asuka wins the IC title at SummerSlam this year. I don't see her winning at Mania because I think she finally faces Kyrie, and I think Kyrie should get the win there. But SummerSlam IC title win sounds good.
we finally get to see Asuka versus Kyrie. I mean, maybe we do Asuka versus Io. Regardless, I think that Asuka will finally get a WrestleMania win. Austin Theory, I do like the theory.
Tag titles with Logan Paul. I don't know. I feel like that's a great way to utilize both of those guys within the division. That is assuming he is not Seth's lackey, which is what I'm thinking. But Logan in Theory, that is my prediction.
About Theory that he's in the vision so that he can kind of get close to them, and then ultimately he joins up with Seth. So I think that that's going to happen. I think that Austin Theory is going to end up by the end of 2026 being a babyface. I know a lot of people want that, and I think that he kind of makes sense as kind of like the doofus, kind of dumb, fun babyface guy. Bailey, I think Bailey goes to AEW. I know.
I'm with you, bro. Her and AJ Styles, give me them in AEW. Oh my god. Oh my god.
That is not out of the realm of possibilities. Becky Lynch.
I ain't even gonna hold you. That SmackDown women's team needs you, Becky, right? The SmackDown main title or even mid title scene, they need you, Becky. They need you. She's going to SmackDown.
Genuinely one of the hardest ones to pick. I wonder if Becky kind of joins up with that Seth faction. So maybe that's my prediction, is that Becky ends up being in a faction. I think Becky's just going to keep doing good shit and putting women over. I do like the idea of her versus Jessica Carr by the end of the year. Um,
Talk about throwing a long ball, my nigga. I mean, I know Jessica Carr be doing some wrestling. I'm hip to Calyx, but that's one hell of a throw out there, OG. That's one hell of a throw out there. I fuck with it though. We hoping.
yeah, I think that you know what? I'm gonna still say that Becky gets a world title run. She's still gonna get a world title run. Speaking of world title runs, Braun Breaker is going to be the world champion, I think, at WrestleMania. I'm still of the belief. Once again, this is recorded before Royal Rumble. I think Braun Breaker wins the Royal Rumble. That's been my official.
If you watched my video on the Royal Rumble, which I hope you did, if not, finish this video and go watch that one. I think Sami Zayn wins the Rumble. I hope Sami Zayn wins the Rumble. If it's Roman Reigns, I'm gonna crash out. But I do hope it is Sami Zayn. Braun though, Chamber for sure. The Chamber.
Prediction. I thought for a long time it was Roman. I'm going with Braun. I think it's Braun Breaker wins the Royal Rumble. Bronson Reed.
That's a tough one. I'm actually gonna say I think Bronson Reed is gonna be the one to take the IC title off of Dominic.
I am going to give Bronson Reed that he feuds with Powerhouse Hobbs. Hobbs is obviously not going to be in these videos because we don't know what part.
I'm not opposed to some Powerhouse Hobbs. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Powerhouse. Part of the roster, or officially, what capacity he's going to be in with WWE. We just know that he is going to be with WWE. I'd love to see Powerhouse Hobbs almost as like a foil to the Vision. To see that. Brutus Creed. I feel like the Creeds are going to do.
I'm gonna have to leech off you here, Johnny. I can't think of anything for the Creed brothers, so I'm gonna go with AAA run, like you said, because I don't know. I just don't think they've done enough groundwork with them just for me to see them as tag champions by the end of the year.
AAA run. So that's Brutus and Julius. I'll give the prediction for them. I feel like they're going to do a AAA run. They're not doing much right now. Maybe they will when Chad
Nothing
comes
at
back,
all.
but I think that Chad's going to get rid of them. I think that they do a AAA run. And speaking of Chad, I think that.
I mean, once again, revert back to the Royal Rumble video. I'm agreeing with Johnny. El Grande versus El Grande. It's low key a waste of Chad and Ludwig, Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne for that matter. But you gotta get out the way, don't you?
Going to see Chad return at the Royal Rumble this week, and I think that we're going to an El Grande versus El Grande feud. CM Punk, I think.
I don't have an abundance of ideas for CM Punk, but I'm gonna go with an unlikely alliance tag team with Seth Rollins. Let's see how that works, I guess.
By the end of 2026, Punk turns heel. I think
that might be the move. Like a uneasy alliance tag team between him and Seth. Run that for a few weeks. He turns on Seth. Who is this nigga? I'm playing. This is Cruz del Toro, I think. Yeah, right.
Cruz del Toro. I
Ghost to TNA is a great pick, so I ain't have fuck all for that nigga.
think we see Cruz del Toro and Walking Wild, so this would be a double prediction. I think that we see them do a TNA run just off the fact that Walking Wild had that big long run in TNA with Zema Ion, Dominic Mysterio. Okay.
All of this on screen is a lot. I don't know about that, but I think we keep the mullet. It works for him. Keep the facial hair. It works for him. Yes, have him retire Ray. Yes, have him turn face. But furthermore, I'm saying we get Dominic Mysterio in that world title picture.
I got like multiple predictions for Dom this year. I think that Dom, by the end of the year, is babyface. I think that he retires Ray, and I think that he loses his mullet. Not in that order. Okay. Dragon Lee. What could I say about Dragon Lee? I mean, I think that Dragon Lee is
Dragon Lee. I think we see him in kind of like a trio situation with Phoenix and Penta. I'm gonna that kind of goes into some predictions I might have for Penta and Ray Phoenix, but I think we see them three in a trio maybe at some point.
crazy ass matches. I think that he'll have a match of the year contender, at least for WWE. El
Get, Lud-
Grande.
get Ludwig out of this fucking mask. That's my. Let's get Ludwig out of this fucking mask, bro. I know only one of them can get out of the mask, and I'd rather Chad Gable be the one that put the mask down, because Ludwig does kind of play the role better.
He is world champion. Honestly, I think that Mexico loves him more than like the regular like American crowds love him.
Finn Balor. I'm not saying face turn, but I'm going to say he is separated from the Judgment Day.
Balor, I do think that we're getting the Finn Balor babyface run in 2026, just because like dude, that match with CM Punk just showed how much people still believe and how much they still want to see like a big championship run from Finn. Grayson.
I don't know what the fuck I would do with Grayson Waller, bro. Put him in TNA.
Waller. Grayson Waller's genuinely one that's like that's so tough. I think that he'll do. I think Grayson Waller's gonna go viral for something. That's something to say. He'll be viral for something.
Gunther's a fairly easy one, not gonna lie to you. Retires AJ at the Rumble. Retires Brock either at Mania or SummerSlam. Wanna say he just might sneak out the end of the year with the WWE Championship. I could see Gunther ending up on SmackDown and him ending up snagging that WWE Championship at some point.
Gunther, I'm gonna say he goes undefeated in 2026. I really don't see anybody beating Gunther, and I don't think anybody really should. Ivar.
Ivar is another person I don't have anything for.
Eric and Ivar is a tough one. You know what? So I have this problem, and I'll talk about this in the SmackDown one. I kind of have this problem with like what they do with the Wyatts, and how like I feel like they should kind of keep the Wyatts more like cinematic. Ivy now, I think she does end up becoming IC.
Something about Ivy now just don't click with me, man. I don't know what it is. Something about Ivy now just doesn't hit the nail like I needed to. So I'm gonna say I think, yeah, IC champion, US champion. I guess I don't know. I don't want to even say she's a champion. I don't know what to do with Ivy now.
Champion. I mean, they've alluded to it. I thought that was going to be with Maxine, but obviously Becky with the title. Maybe Ivy just pulls off like a straight up huge upset at the end of the year, though.
Io Sky finally loses to Rhea Ripley. That's about it. Finally loses to Rhea Ripley.
Sky, she's the GOAT, obviously. We all know. I think Io Sky ends up having a 5-star match. JD's going to have a
Jay McDonough. Maybe sneak up that North American title scene a little bit after Judgment Day separates. I think JD would benefit from more TV exposure to show his skills and what he could do. And I think a good place to do that might be NXT.
singles run, and this can be kind of inside information. It's not. But when we were in Columbus for one of the Raw shows last year, or maybe it was 2 years ago now, Jesus, we saw that they started doing a video package that didn't air of JD McDonough having the Irish Ace kind of video package, and it was a solo JD McDonough video package. So I think that they want to do that, but obviously he got hurt.
Javon Evans is tough because I see Bronson Reed getting the IC title run, but I think someone like Javon would be perfect. But I think Obafemi might end the year as IC champion. So I'm gonna say we see a short IC title run from John Evans.
On Evans, I'd love to say like money in the bank for Javon Evans. I think that he's gonna be IC champion. I think Javon Evans will probably have a 5-star match. Want there? I love Javon. Jey Uso.
I think they pull the trigger on the heel turn.
I'm gonna do this for both Usos, so Jay and Jimmy. I think the Usos.
Team Jimmy up because thinking about it, I don't know what I would do with Jimmy, and I don't want Jey Uso to be a single star anymore. Yeah, turn the Usos heel, maybe have them feud with the Hardys. I feel like our predictions could go together.
Yeah. Once again, I think Walking Wild is going to have a TNA run and Julius is going to have a AAA run. I think we're going to see the babyface turn for Kairi Sane. Maybe they do it.
I think I said it earlier. Kairi Sane beats Asuka at Mania.
I'm kind of torn whether they do it at Mania or the night after Mania. Kofi Kingston. So I'll do New Day for this. I think that they're just going to pivot just fucking fully out of this New Day heel turn because it's been dog shit. It's been bad because they have given next to zero care.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. I don't think there's anything in the water for the New Day as heels, so just get them back to clapping.
About it, and they didn't have a plan. It looks like
that sounds fucking crazy, dog. Hold on, bro. The ancestors just got so mad at me. I ain't mean it like that, G. Just had them go back to them spreading positivity. This heel turn failed, bro.
For the kind of how John Cena just kind of skirted into the babyface turn. I think that they'll do the same thing with New Day. We're doing LA Knight. I literally don't know what else to say about LA Knight. He's in such a weird.
This doesn't have much to do with the product, but I think fans finally gave up on LA Knight this year. I think they have cooled him off to such a degree, and they have kind of taken any like momentum he can get. I don't see him getting that build back all the way up. So I think fans finally give up on LA Knight. Not finally. I mean, I'm not a fan of the guy, but
I don't know what to say about LA Knight outside of like Money in the Bank. And maybe they did that whole Unreal where he's like super sad about the Money in the Bank thing because he's gonna win Money in the Bank. I prefer somebody like Carmelo Hayes win Money in the Bank or even Penta win Money in the Bank.
Wins Women's Rumble, wins the world title. Probably holds it until the end of the year when we see her lose it to like a Roxanne.
Going to be the women's champion at WrestleMania. That is my prediction. Actually, my official prediction for this video is that she wins the Royal Rumble because I think that she is going to win the Royal Rumble and go on to win the title at WrestleMania.
My Maverick. Johnny, bro. I don't know what you doing on screen here. My nigga gonna get it done. I don't know what you talking about. At least I'm hoping I don't know what you're talking about, bro. He do some dumb shit sometimes, bro. I can't sit here and lie to you, bro. He don't really be thinking all the way sometimes. But my Maverick is finna win the world title.
I think Logan Paul gets canceled. For I don't know, fucking there could be a million things. I think Logan Paul gets canceled. Ludwig is El Grande.
Can we stop pretending? What are we doing? What are we doing? Really? Okay.
Break it to somebody.
Lyra Valkyria. I'm gonna bring back something I was saying earlier. Put her in the world title rotation. Use that to legitimize her as a real contender for that title, and then maybe sometime next year you actually pull the trigger on that.
Lyra's such an interesting one. I think that Lyra and Bayley break up because Bayley goes to AEW, obviously. Man, I kind of want to say Lyra wins the world title. Maxine? Okay, now.
A little shaky on Maxine. I think we continue to see her float around that women's mid-card scene as she develops, you know.
I think Maxine goes back down to NXT. I actually don't think that she had like an official NXT run. She didn't because she talked about not having one.
You know what? Now that I think about it, Johnny, I'm gonna have to agree with you. Put her down to NXT, have her move around that picture. That could be really good for her. That could be really really beneficial for her.
Right now, and now her rival.
Yeah, I think we see Natalia or Natty Neidhart. I think we see her put a lot of these mid card women to shame. All right, I think we see her have a real run and maybe get over there on SmackDown, taking the U.S. title.
Natty just turned last week. I think we're getting low key legend Natty. I think Natty banishes Maxine down to NXT, but we get low key legend. Nikki Bella, I think we get.
Yeah, Johnny, I'm a once again.
At some point. I already said I think Otis is retired by Gunther.
That again, I don't know how I feel about that one, cause I feel like Otis is still pretty early on, ain't he? Like I don't feel like Otis is like retirement age for real. I think they finally pulled the trigger on the Lucha Bros as a tag team, and they end up tag team champions by the end of the year. Come on now, like can we? Why are they still separate? Like you're not doing anything with Phoenix. Put him up with his brother, please.
Penta. Man, I want to say Penta wins Money in the Bank because I really love the idea of Penta holding the Money in the Bank. Easiest thing is just to say that the Lucha Bros reunite and then they become tag team champions. So I mean this is an easy one. This is basically a guarantee, but he's tag team champion.
Pete Dunne. Sorry, it's like 4 minutes react at 3:23 in the morning, bro. My fault. It is a little late. But yeah, please get Pete Dunne out of this mask, bro.
Pete Dunne. What is Pete Dunne? I think Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate end up turning on El Grande. Rey Mysterio. I unfortunately got Rey retiring. Rey is to me one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, it might be that year. I think he got injured on Raw this week. You know, if he's not gonna be out um super long, you know, I think it's time to have Dom retire him at Mania. He can still go. We know he can still go. But let's let Ray go while he can still go. You know what I mean?
But I do think that Dom retires Rey by the end of the year.
Beats Io Sky, probably wins Money in the Bank.
Punch to me, one of my favorites of all time. Rhea Ripley. I know that it's almost a guarantee. Rhea's gonna win the championship back, and I'm not gonna try to take the easy one out on this. I'm gonna say that Rhea Ripley gets a 5-star match. I can't remember if like Meltzer and all of them gave
her and Io at Mania. I could see it. If you really want to know ball, let Io and Rhea main event night 1. I'm just saying, bro.
A 5-star match for the Io Rhea Bianca or the Io Rhea Evolution match, but I think that she is going to get a 5-star match.
I think I said this earlier. I think she might be the one to take the title off of Liv Morgan. I like the shout for Elira Valkyria earlier, but I think that's more like a early next year move. Maybe like a shock before Mania. But I think Roxanne Perez is the one to take the title off of Liv Morgan.
Roxanne, I'll give Money in the Bank. I think that they could do, especially if Liv has the world title. I think that they could tell a really good story there.
I don't know what I would do with Rusev. I think Rusev gets a couple of really good matches in.
Rusev, I don't know what's going on with Rusev. I haven't seen him in a minute. I think that he'll return with CJ Perry though. Seth Rollins, I do think that he's gonna.
I think we see Seth return at the Rumble, and then he ends up feuding with the Vision before he finishes off his CM Punk feud. Face faction, maybe, but I'm gonna go with feuds with the Vision, feuds with Punk. Probably ends the year feuding with Roman.
Gonna get a big baby face return. He's gonna have a new faction, all of that. Sheamus.
He's about to say about Sheamus. because I know how he feels about Sheamus. And I know he's not about to like what I'm about to say about Sheamus. I think we see Sheamus put up the boots this year. If not, I think best case scenario, this is a good hand that gets some good matches, you know.
Feels like, especially on TikTok, I've said this for like 4 or 5 years now. I think Sheamus gets the I'm just gonna keep saying it until he does it. He's gonna get the Grand Slam championship. He's gonna finally get the IC title and become a Grand Slam champion. Stephanie
Loses the title, Roxanne Perez, and then probably just has a couple of really good feuds, you know, in the meantime between the eventual, you know, next title run.
it's kind of like she's almost completed wrestling in such a short time. Honestly, just trying to think here, the only thing I have in my head for Stephanie is like a double champ, which is what they did in NXT. But she's done so much. She's already women's champion. Obviously, I don't think that she's going to win the Rumble or the Chamber. I think that she loses the title at WrestleMania. I guess that's my prediction, is that Stephanie ends up losing the title at WrestleMania, but I do think that she will regain it by the end of the year. Tyler Bate, I do think, ends up turning on El Grande with...
Get him out the mask. That's all I gotta say. Get him the fuck out the mask.
They go back to hopefully having some kind of potential in WWE. Xavier Woods, once again, I think that they're just going back babyface. And
yeah, I think that's the same thing about when I got to Kofi.
And Zoe Stark, what if Zoe like teams up with Becky?
I don't know. Let her float around that IC title scene. She could even be a good IC champion for a while, but let her float around that scene for a while, I guess.
Because they had Becky feud with Zoe. Maybe did they have her too? I can't remember. Obviously, she's coming off of a major injury. She could also like go after Kyrie and blame her. I could see that. Actually, that's so much better. That's so much better. Okay, yeah. Zoe Stark feuds with Kyrie. I think I'll leave like Roman. We have Jimmy here. I think that Jimmy, once again, faces the Hardys and Naomi. Hopefully, we just see a Naomi return. That would be
maybe. It's unlikely. It is quite unlikely. But I guess my prediction is just gonna be she mothers. Twitter's gonna love that sentence, but that's what she's gonna do. She's gonna mother.
Dope. I don't know if we will, but I'd love to see a Naomi return. But obviously, being pregnant, I don't know if she will be coming back in 2026. And last but not least, big
main event, night 2 of Mania. Maybe against Drew McIntyre, maybe against Cody Rhodes, maybe against Sami Zayn. I don't know, but he's getting a main event this year one way or another. So that is my prediction for Mr. Roman Reigns. Please don't win the Rumble.
Rome, I originally thought was going to win the Royal Rumble. I don't think that anymore. But I do think that he ends up facing Cody or Punk at Mania. I think that eventually Roman does become champion in 2026 and loses that title to Jacob Fatu. So I think that would be...
I mean, if it all happens in 1 year, that'll be nice. But I don't think we need to see Roman Reigns ever touch another strap again. I'm not going to lie to you.
My official prediction for Big Rome. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know your predictions for some of your favorites down in the comments.
So, that was solid. It was pretty good. Thank you, Johnny, for quite a good video. And thank all of you for watching. I'm going to go ahead and give this a like y'all should too. And, of course, but this has been another React. Thank you all of you for watching. I am, of course, Star Before Time. I hope all of you have a great day. It is quite late. I am quite tired, so we are gonna get to sleep. Hopefully, this video makes it out. And I'll see all of you in the next one. Thank you. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all soon.